My mic sounds nice. Check one. Check, check, check.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
We sound good.
Hell yeah, we do.
All right, let's do this. Um, Kel's nice. So I was like, you just came just in time. I back you in the chat too. Hell yeah, man. Everyone's on perfect on time. Hell yeah. Let's do this.
Hell yeah, I came.
You certainly did. Welcome to the Breweries Podcast, episode number 220. I'm gonna get up and adjust my light. I should have done that before, but
Hell yeah. Welcome to episode 220. Who gives a fuck? I'm David. With me is my host Adrian.
hey, no one can stop this podcast.
Can't stop, won't stop.
228. You thought it was gonna happen? Nah, we're here. Hey, big
We don't go anywhere.
big shout outs to everyone that was wishing Big Dave here some safety out there.
Hell yeah.
Crazy
Thank
ass,
y'all.
crazy ass. Please don't send me text like that again. Like at least give me some context or something. Cause good lord, I woke up from a nap with that shit. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You want to give like everyone? Like, you don't have to give like super detailed about everything, but you want to give everyone like a quick.
Yeah, so TLDR, I live in the glorious state of Maine, and if you do not watch the news, we had a little bit of a mass pew pew going on here. Some sick fuck decided to hit a family event at a bowling alley and then a deaf cornhole league game at a bar, and
No, I
then
think that was at the. I think that was at the.
no, that was at the bar.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, the deaf
Yeah.
cornhole league was at the bar, and then the family bowling night was at the bowling alley, and then proceeded to be manhunted for a few days.
Yeah. We.
And yeah,
Yeah. Cal's mentioned. Because they had driven through there actually, that they were near there. My map, having gone over David's, I've driven right by there. David shared that there was some coinky dinkies
yeah,
going around there, which kind of got real. But overall, glad big thick Dave is saved. I mean, I gotta cope with dark humor, so I'm like, I just wish I wish David was there because you can't take out fat guys. You know, in video games, it takes like 17 shots to take those motherfuckers out. You would just walked right up there. Fuck it. Uh, but no, and that and the recipes to everyone. I'm that biggest. So I have a lot of students that tell me like what I wanted to originally do. When I tell them I was like, I didn't even want to be a teacher when I wanted to start college. It was originally I wanted to do journalism.
yeah,
Reason why I dropped it was because I think I just hate the way the news sensationalizes the perpetrator rather than the victims. You always know the perpetrator's name, never know the victim's name. Uh, so I try to do out there. I'm not gonna remember because I'm terrible with names. I can't remember my students' names sometimes. But like, try to take my best to at least read stories of those people out there. So recipes to those guys. Move on. I'm not trying to make a downer podcast, but I'll at least give a little context as to why what we're gonna say in a second. Actually, is gonna happen is that why games gone by schedule is a bit fucked for the foreseeable a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get on track. I think it's gonna kind of be a steady kind of like domino effect of being pushed back, and we'll get back on track in time.
yeah,
But so we were gonna do Silent Hill should have happened on Monday, um, but we didn't, and I'm gonna just we push it back a little bit. I just kind of I'm in the mood to like not I like after that like and not to describe David's like that he was being in the thick of it. Thick Dave, pun intended.
hell yeah,
Uh, is stressful for him. Obviously, I was like checking that shit pretty often too to see what was going on. So I mean, I'm over here, but like uh, through all that, I'm sure it was tough, especially knowing how, for lack of a better word, the response time is out there because you guys just don't have anything. You have to me for using a wheel lock. Like you guys don't get crime out there at all.
yeah,
Um, we do, but like I was like scanning that shit. So I've been exhausted about that, and quite frankly, I don't want to reel back a little bit of obligations and just kind of just relax on my own accord, and then we'll get back on track for sure. Especially because again,
yeah,
Persona 5 Royal is almost like a nuclear option that we don't have to. We could if we want to, because we both played it and know that story so well, um, that we don't have to invest into the whole month, but we can. So I'm gonna suggest that we're gonna push. I'm gonna look at the dates right now, because again, next month is also kind of quiet too. Um, let's say November 13th. Let's do Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna push Nier because I want to give Nier the attention. Her story's short. Beginner's Guide is super short. So if you're not opposed to it, I'd say let's just stack December for now.
Yeah, that makes
TBA.
sense to me.
Let's stack December with Nier like in the middle of December, then 2 weeks of games gone by like Her Story and Beginner's Guide.
Oh, I was thinking even putting Nier at the changing it so Nier is the end, what ends it, and then have Her Story and Beginner's Guy fill the other weeks.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. That's fine. I want to
Yeah,
give
that,
Nier.
that way.
I want to give
time when it's
Nier.
a medium.
I want to give Nier. I could tell you I'm gonna love Nier, and Nier's been that franchise that's been like elusive to the point where I'm almost completion with it. But I want to give it the time and dedication it deserves without
Yeah.
feeling like I gotta bum rush it. So yeah,
Speaking of which, what's our plan for that? Where Monday is Christmas?
do you do anything the following day?
Not usually, no.
We can do Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I'm Mexican and we celebrate our Christmas on Christmas Eve actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like all of our Christmas festivities really happen on Christmas Eve. Christmas is like it's just a cool day. It's a cool day off, but we actually don't really do anything on Christmas. Like my family would always be everyone gathers on Christmas Eve. We do yeah, sorry, I'm not Irish, I'm actually Mexican. We actually do like family presents and all that stuff on Christmas Eve, and then it would always be like Santa's presents on Christmas, but Santa hasn't given shit me in the last couple of years, so it's mostly just Christmas Eve. Okay, so we'll adjust that. So let's just say for now, one more time, look at that. November 13th is Silent Hill. That gives us about a solid 2 weeks to is that a solid week or 2 weeks? I was trying to get 2 weeks away. Let's do the 20th, David. November 20th for Silent Hill. I want to step away. I'm because also like we'll mention in what we played, I just need time for other things. But yeah, let's push it away for a little bit, and then we'll get dates going, and it'll line back up. Everything is still on going to be on track in time, and it kind of worked out that I haven't posted anything because when the YouTube and all that stuff can go up, we can just post that once everything's consistent back on track. Man, it's been a hell of a start of a game's gone by. I remember saying that like at the beginning for me it's been fucked. Now it's just like the universe is against us, but we're gonna do it anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah, the universe doesn't want the based fucking opinions coming out.
Yeah, right. But anyway, we'll get to that. But David, what'd you get this week?
Yo. Hell yeah. So I got, of course, the monthly bundle. As I do.
Is it better this month?
This month was trash, honestly.
Rip. They were on a string of really good months.
Yeah, they had some fucking absolute bangers, but this was like the first month where I genuinely didn't care about a single game in it.
What's the big
Let
one?
me pull it up here. It's going slow because my database is fucking large now. So there was The Quarry, Metal Hellsinger, House of Ash, Rebel Inc.,
yeah,
Spirit Island,
that. You hate everything
Lords
about that.
and Villains.
I forgot we mentioned this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's literally like 3 games already. The first top 3 you just do not like.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because Metal Hellsinger, conceptually, I really was down for that game until I actually played it.
That's fair.
And the only one in this list that I'm looking at that I like, I might get a little bit of amusement out of is Rebel Inc. Just because I do like Plague Inc. and it's basically that just with a different coat of paint. So,
well, next month you'll get them.
Hell yeah. I also picked up that Bandai bundle because why not? So now we got some. Hell yeah, some Tekken 7, even though 8's right around the corner. But who cares? It's always good to have options, even though I now have it on literally every platform you can play it on. So I have options on options. Then we got Code Vein. It also came with the Katamari, God Eater 3, Tales of Vesperia, the Dot Hack G Last Recode. One day the cowards might go back and actually do the original Dot Hack fucking games, but we'll see. And then it came with the Pac-Man Museum.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really wanted from it.
Then aside from that, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Physically, managed to snag this for about $2. a sealed copy of Sentimental Graffiti on the Sega Saturn. This is actually kind of the bonus edition that comes with a novelty disc with it. So because of that, I might end up getting tempted to cut it open. But that's the first sealed Saturn game to add to my collection.
Nice.
Also, shout outs to this finally fucking coming in the mail. This was a whim purchase on Limited Run Games, Heart of the Woods, little visual novel game there. Fuck it, why not?
Nice.
And then this bad boy came out today. I was so fucking excited. This game genuinely is one of my favorite fucking games of all time. One of the best RPGs on the PlayStation 1. And I remember being so pissed when it's remastered did not get a release physically. But here we are with basically a remake. From everything I've looked into this is basically a remake. And that is Star Ocean, the Second Story R.
I heard good things about it,
Absolutely
right?
fucking excited. Yeah, it's been getting... PC version has been getting lambasted because there's performance issues because of DRM. But if you get the console version, has been absolutely fantastic. They have changed so much to the underlying systems. One of the additions I appreciate the most is they changed a lot of the character interactions and character recruitment abilities. So Star Ocean is a lot like Chrono Cross, where there's like 40 plus characters that you can recruit. But it's even worse than Chrono Cross because there's technically two different stories.
Oh,
So the very
Jesus
first thing you do in the game is you pick who your protagonist is. And they follow along a similar story, and they end up running parallel to each other because they end up joining the same party. But there's a lot of different points in the game where they go off to do their own thing. So
That's
already
so
you have two
much.
different stories entirely.
So
And
much.
because of that, depending which character you pick changes the recruitable characters. But then even within that,
You
there's
just
characters that are time
unsold me so
sensitive.
hard.
Yeah, no. It's definitely not a game you would have any interest in
I have this.
because of these
I have Star
mechanics.
Ocean on PS. I had the one that before that, which looked interesting enough.
I think PS Star Ocean 1's a lot simpler. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
it's been a long fucking time since I played
Um,
Star Ocean 1.
Yeah, and I know some people are into that kind of stuff. I couldn't be unsold harder than
Yeah.
all that stuff you just said to me.
Yeah, no, it's there's layers upon layers, and of course, a lot of characters are missable permanently. And that's one of the things they added into this version of the game is now they actually give you a warning of like, hey, there's like a time limited event over here. Fucking go take care of that. There's a lot of character dialogue that would be missable in the original game if you didn't know specifically where to
interesting.
go for it. Now, what they do is the second you enter in a town, you have the option to go ahead and talk with your party and have all that potentially missable dialogue. And they just do a lot to streamline a lot of the missable stuff in the game, which is really fucking good.
Okay, good for them.
So yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to eventually bust that out because Star Ocean 2 was genuinely and still is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. It's just definitely, unfortunately, a game that requires a lot of time investment to get the full
I
story.
can tell. Anything else?
Trying to think, is there? No, I think that about does it on my end.
I contribute to the digital revolution. I got Alan Wake 2.
Hell yeah.
And then I got I found this $20. So got Resident
Good
Evil
shit.
8 Gold Edition. And then
I almost won a copy for $5 and then was pissed when someone added 50 cents to their bid at the last second.
I always like go myself. I just out of sheer just who I am, I just need to go like an extra like odd number above what I would actually be like. All right, if I would say like 125 is my limit, 128 is actually my limit, or something like that. And then HSN has that Home Shopping Network has a 20% off like QVC does for new accounts. So I end up getting Super Mario Wonder because Lord knows that's not gonna drop in price in a while.
Yeah.
And it looked really good. I wanted to play that. Spider-Man being
Did you cave and do any of those deals on TikTok?
No, what did I do? I got a Verizon had a Elite Controller Pro 2 for $100.
Ooh.
So I got that.
Even I would have been tempted for that.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I'm definitely grabbing that. And it's
No, because
billable too, so I was like, cool. I'll just slide
I
that up.
did get one other thing. I got a pink PS5 controller.
Nice.
But that was the thing which was what just reminded me of it, because it fucking just dropped $70 on that goddamn controller.
Mhm.
Here you go, just buy it through TikTok, $27, asshole. But I guess there was very limited quantities anyways.
Yeah.
It went quick.
And then I ended up grabbing like 3 of those gift cards that randomly dropped on sale for Wario 64. It was like,
Yeah.
I bought a $200 iTunes gift card for $100, which makes my Marvel Snap addiction a lot easier. I think
Because
that's cool.
technically it's $100 for it.
Yeah, because it's like it's $10 a month to get the season pass of that game, which sounds like a lot. And if you told me like,
Yeah, it's $120 a year.
yeah, if you tell me, but if you told me that like, hey, you're spending $120 minimum, because I do buy stuff every now and then too. I'm not a whale. Like I know I say that sounds terrible, right? And I know I saying I'm not a whale, it makes it sound like a whale. I'm not.
No,
I am not.
You're not DSP over
Like,
here. You're not.
I can
getting
prove to everyone,
bankrupts.
like I still have on there the $100 thing on there. So like whatever, like I'm not buying that, but I have made like purchases here and there, but it's because I literally play that game every day. I have, and I mentioned this before, my scrolling time on like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat has significantly dropped. And instead, I'll just pop on and play like a game or two or something. I can just get addicted, and I'll just do like it mindlessly and just while I got a video in the background, knock out some missions and stuff like that, and I'm done. So it's like it's one of my most played games of all time. Probably gonna be growing up here to be in a bit, but and I still like it. It's not really predatory.
No, genuinely, it was a really well thought out game in that regard. Like, I never felt the need to spend money on it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, the Reddit will always be the vocal minority in terms of how pissed they are about it, because yeah, they have introduced some stuff that's kind of whack in terms of how to like get your collection up. But I mean, like it's because I don't have all the cards. I'm missing like probably like 7 or 8 with like pretty much one really main card that I think would be of value that I should get. So like actually, as of like today, there's tokens in those you can blow those tokens up to get like an actual big card.
Yeah.
They also introduced like you can get you use those tokens for like a really cool variant to like a really cool picture art of a card, which I never touched. But now that I got pretty much every card that I want, and I have fun messing around with whatever I can with those. I actually for today just bought my first like variant card through those tokens, which is a lot, but like I said, I'm pretty happy with my collection. I'm just playing the game the way I want to. I've hit max rank for the last 4 seasons in a row, which means I could just kind of fuck around after that point. Now I'm like, I can just play whatever deck I want, and it's just kind of fun because there's no unranked mode, unfortunately. Well, there is, but anyway. But yeah. So I've been doing like that, but anyway, it's a lot of time I've been spending in there, which is fine with me. I'd rather do that than doom scroll, honestly. So that's like that's money well paid, and I'm enjoying it, so I don't give a shit. But yeah, so I got that gift card. There was like some Chipotle gift card for like $23 that had $45 on it, which I'm like, all right. DoorDash $15 for a $25 DoorDash one, cool. And then PlayStation had a $25 card for $17. So I'm like, yeah, some free money right there. But let's see, what else? Like anything else? I don't think so. Dave, what'd you play?
Not a lot. Really, the only thing I played is the Beautiful Joe game on PSP. I spent a bit of time getting a mod reset up on my PSP so I can run shit off that, like some good old homebrew and custom firmware. And so I've been playing the Beautiful Joe game on PSP. So it's like a weird, like, Smash fighter, kind of like a
Red Hot Rumble.
More of like a yeah.
I know Beautiful Joe.
Yeah. Quite enjoy it. A lot of fun. But I just haven't really wanted to invest time in games. One, because of everything going on. I just haven't been in a good headspace for it. And two, with Extra Life being here, I'm going to be doing 4 days straight of gaming. So I wanted to not get tired of shit ahead of time.
Right, that's fair. And yeah, you mentioned this to me. I don't know if you want me to say it out loud, but I think just I don't want to put you on the spot, but like you mentioned, like the type of games you're gonna play is gonna change for just the small foreseeable
Yeah,
future.
because like I really wanted to originally. I was thinking of like playing some Ready or Not,
Yeah,
and
I know. I've been wanting to play that. I'm sorry, like, I still want
yeah,
to, but like I'm not gonna ask you to fucking play that right now.
I think it might be just a little too close to home right now. Like I'm honestly still itching to play it because it's a good fucking game. But I know me well enough to know I think I might get a little too into it in this moment.
As in, like you're
So
like fuckers, fucking kill
yeah,
that.
there is no making a rest right now. There is only fucking slaughter in my end. So
Yeah, that's
we
fair.
kind of need to make some arrests to pass levels. So
Anything else you play though?
no, that's been about it.
I dabbled in like I literally just booted up Super Mario Wonder. I think Dave knows the backstory, but I've been busy. Yeah, Super Mario Wonder, great so far. I really have no opinion because I can't say anything.
I've
Uh,
heard good
yeah,
things.
I've heard fantastic things, so I'm excited. Dude, this game of the year is gonna be fucking fun. There's so many fucking bangers this year. It's a great ass year for video games.
Yeah, I
Um,
wish I had played more.
that's fair. Like Black
uh,
Friday's right there. So it sucks because Spider Man was the one game that took the hit out of all of this for me because I just like I'm not buying three
yeah,
full price games. Like, and I know I didn't buy it. And like Alan Wake was actually discounted because I used the humble choice. I'm 20% off now at this point, so that got
yeah.
knocked off. Mario was discounted, so I know that. But it's like Spider Man's for sure gonna be on a Black Friday sale. Whether it's like $20 off, that's fine. But I'm willing to wait just a little bit on there. Also, I'm just busy and I'd rather like so I doubled that. I've been so fucking excited for Alan Wake 2. Like and you've seen the reviews. The reviews have been fucking incredible. Like
For most part,
no,
yeah.
everyone go ahead, go ahead.
G-Man Lives actually lambasted the game quite a bit.
See, that's crazy. So it's like I've literally heard people that are like, "Yo," I think even Kel was saying, "Yo, Baldur's Gate 3 was game of the year until Alan Wake 2." Like we're at that level where Alan Wake 2 is going to be a contender, I think. Um,
Oh, I'm sure for most people it is a contender. I only bring his up because I feel like in a weird way he's like one of the few reviewers that kind of jives with like the weird parts of my brain. So it was kind of interesting to see his thoughts and listening to his thoughts. They mirror already a lot of the complaints I kind of had with Alan Wake. So it's like, oh, I don't think this has really changed much for me. So
really, because like it's drastically different in tone. Like it's ridiculously different in
from
tone.
my understanding, Alan's story is not that much different.
Really quick, Famzy in the chat. I just got the plat trophy for Alan Wake 2. Yeah,
God damn.
it's one of those, and I'm hearing this is the best psychological horror game from many people from since Silent Hill 2. Um, I'm hearing it's so fun because you get to like actually build the fucking case as you go on there. So you're finding things out and you're like building it like this like corkboard wall of it. Um,
Yeah,
it
I'm trying not to say too much because I
yeah
know
yeah
a
don't
lot about the game because of his video. But
yeah do not say anything.
yeah,
I just booted up. I played about 45 minutes or an hour on Tuesday because I just did not have time for much stuff. On Twitch, Cal's playing right now as I watch. I'm telling you, dude. I'm in the perfect fucking mode for this right now. Like it's like it's literally gonna be more of a perfect storm for me. So
no, 100%. I think it is very much a U.S. game, and I think
the
you're gonna absolutely
beginning,
fucking love it.
Kels was there with me when we were watching. I was there, like we were just like playing. The intro is so fucking good. It's like it's so weird. It's doing the shit that I like. They know what I'm doing. It's like it's doing the flicker thing that they had in the Control AWE stuff. Um, and then like, dude, the impact font goes so fucking hard. Remedy and impact font just fucking they fuck. uh, Phantom Zay said I've beaten the game twice already. It's absolutely phenomenal. Kel said it's literally all it's been on my mind since I started. Like I'm telling you, like it's not gonna be perfect. Everyone's gonna have their own issues, especially how weird. Like you're not if you get weird, not everyone's gonna jive with it.
Yeah.
Which so here's my tangent for this podcast. I have my students working on their pitches of the short film they're gonna make, and I want to put pressure on them because I'm still like trying to make it serious for them. So I was like, all right, you guys have your pitches, cool. All right, so you guys have to not only get your pitch approved by me because I will deny a pitch, but only director comes and pitches to me. So you don't have your full crew backing you up. and they got really nervous, and I was like, cool. And I denied some of them. I walked their ass back in. I'm like, back to drawing board, fix it. And one of them, I have to battle because it's one of my favorite students, but they are only
They're
familiar
not
with like
reaching the potential you're looking for.
leadership wise. They're almost there, but more like they don't. With some of my students, it's hard, especially in like to get really. It's hard to get podcasty the way I am, where I get passionate about something, right? Like we've talked about this when we get passionate about a certain game. Kentucky Route Zero, I'll talk about that forever, right? You talk about like whatever you have with there, but like we get to that at certain points. My students maybe get like maybe a flicker of that every once in a while, but not all of them do. It depends. She certainly is not, and we've been pretty close too. Like we've I've had her for like a second year now, and we have a good rapport. But here's what happened. So here the pitch. Actually, I don't want to share the pitch. I'm not gonna share it because I'm stealing. No, I don't want to because actually it might change. But essentially, I took what was a pretty by the book story. I took away actually detail, which threw it into the realm of like surrealism and like magical realism, where it's like something is literally like happening, but no one makes mind of it. Everyone's like, oh, okay, like that weird shit, right?
Yeah.
A few of the students got it. She didn't. She's like, that's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, that's the point though. And like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm like, and I was like, listen. Out of like the 7 or 8 stories that I had pitched to me, that was my favorite one specifically because of that. And I was like, that I liked more than the advanced students idea if it was done well.
Yeah.
You have to trust me. And they're like, I know, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell them I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay. I was like, and I was like, all right, let me get on my soapbox a little bit and let me spiel the way I do. Because when I'm like passionate about something, I will fucking sell you on it. And so I was telling her, because she didn't understand. I was like, what's dark comedy? And she didn't understand. I was like, this, because she's like, wants to do a comedy. And she's like, that's not funny. It's depressing. I'm like, it can be funny if you look at it funny. Anything can really be funny if you're turning it that way. And they're like, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, look. And I was like, Breaking Bad's dark comedy? Like, no. I'm like, fucking look. And I pull up the genre. I'm like, look, it's right there. Pull up the definition of dark comedy, black comedy, morbid comedy, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, it's just grim shit that happens that you will laugh at because it's grim and it's just wild, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling her on this, I'm like, look, you can do this, you can laugh at this, you can make fun of this, you can even you can go with that, you can do the exact story you want, just twist the words, twist situations just a tiny little bit, and it'll fall into that realm 100%. And after me like soapboxing for like about a solid 3 or 4 minutes, they're like, I was like, and I ended with this. I was like, you don't trust me right now. I need you to trust me. And she just like kind of smiles and laughs. She's like, all right, mister, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm like, okay. I have a round 2. I was like, I need to save this project. This project's fucking so good. I just love it. I'll tell you, it's like, it's so basic. It's like, it's basic and you'll understand, but it's like, once I tell you what it is, you'll be like, oh, that's why you like it. I'm like, yeah, it's just little things like that. And it has a deep meaning behind it. I'm like, oh, that's a me-ass fucking video right there. I was like, I will. And you know what? If they don't do it, I was like, I'm probably going to snipe that shit. I'll tell her that too. I'm going to tell her that too. I'm like, if you don't do this, I'm going to snipe it myself. And I'm going to do it better than you can. And that's going to probably spark the competitive nature, which like, you gonna say that to me? I'm like, yeah, I'll say it to you. I'll steal your idea right now if you don't do it. And those
dumb kid, let's go. What are you gonna do about it?
And so she was gone, and the 2 boys in her group, I was selling that idea to them, and they loved it. And I was like, you do your idea, see the reaction you get. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get a crew that's a lot more excited for this, and you're gonna wish you had that. Just because I sacrificed one thing that you were stubborn about. So we'll see. And I like her a lot. She's rash. She's out the gate. She's very opinionated, but like if you prod and poke a little bit at it, she's very rational and she'll understand things. But she has
it's a good thing you got a lot of experience with people like that.
Yeah. she has that wall up though, where she's like very stubborn, like, no, I'm gonna do things my way. And I'm like, you could do things your way. You can also do things a little bit this way too. Oh, okay. But there's that. There's dude, I'm if everything worked out. There's only one situation I have where both my advanced crews in each class are doing the same exact idea pretty much. But my 7th period one, I told them, in my 7th period I worry about, they're all quiet and they're really like not on the same energy level as my 5th period advanced students who are killing it right now.
Yeah.
I denied the 7th period advanced students pitch. I walked in, I said, guys, bring it in. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys wrote the same exact like kind of idea as 5th period, except you guys is basic as hell. And they're like, what? I'm like, yours is boring versus theirs. I was like, and I sometimes you gotta call them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you've been on your phone for the last 20 minutes. What have you contributed? I'm like, you're part of the reason why this is not good. And like they kind of woke up, and I was like, all right, cool. Let's see if that sparks anything. And then sure enough, they were talking all of a sudden. And then one of the boys is quiet. I was like, I told him again, I was like, your story is a lot more basic, and it's gonna look a lot more embarrassing next to students who have been there just as long as you, that just have more energy that you guys aren't willing to put through. I was like, because you guys aren't doing that. Hey, you're editor. You should be telling the crew that's trying to write the story, here's what I can edit, here's what I would do, here's what I can contribute to that. You're not telling them that, so you should have been doing that. So if I were you, I'd be storyboarding, I'd be drawing different pictures of what you think you could do, show it to them. And he kind of understood, because I'm just insulting them a little bit, but like in a way that I'm like, yeah, I gotta be real. Like, this is gonna be embarrassing. You guys are gonna be embarrassed just sitting up next to them. We're gonna have 2 stories come from the same school. One's gonna be a lot more basic as hell versus the other one, because the other one's doing like a very like minimalistic like play version of it, but using lights as representation for everything. The other one's just like a story. And then he kind of got it, so he's like, all right, cool. I think I'm gonna start drawing some pictures. I'm like, yeah, yes, you are. Let's do this. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, dude, I get so fucking competitive. It's like not healthy. Yesterday, actually, my best Smash player, the one reason why my hair is red, who just doesn't lose, got beat by a new kid in another school.
Oof.
So that's our first real actual like, oh shit, we lost. And I've been on autopilot because I'm like, we're champs, whatever. Like, we're fine, we're gonna win. And we are kind of having it up
on them laurels.
I was hammering it up a little bit too, because there's a new rule where my best player could play twice. And I was like, okay, so we'll just win. And then we won, and I heard him lose. I turned around, like,
You what?
Yeah, and I looked, and I was looking at the player. I was like, this guy's good. And then I think he broke the rules a little bit. And I'm not gonna care too much in the fall, but that kind of actually worked out for me because I just get a little more of a read on him. So he played our not good player that was subbing in today, or subbing in the day, and he knew it wasn't the good player. So I think the better player took the controller of the player that was actually supposed to play and picked random, because it was definitely a different play style from the guy that he beat earlier. And I was looking at him like, this guy knows his characters. Like, he's just picking random. He knows the characters. He's not like perfect with them, but he knows them pretty well. I just got upset because I was like, oh, just ask if they want to play a friend, like one more game. And I was like, I want to play him. Don't tell him the coach is playing. I just want to hop in and play it, because I'll get a lot of download off that. I'll be like, let me just see how he plays, and I will understand everything. I'll process it. But they're like, no, we got to go. I'm like, fuck.
Well, no, let me just hello kids this real quick.
Yeah, it's like, because and that's not cheating. Coach wants to play a game, you play it, good, whatever. But yeah, that woke me up a little bit, and that woke my player up. After he lost, he just sat on his phone and watched VODs of other characters, those exact same matchups, trying to figure out what to do. So I'm like, you're my dude. And I was like, I'm not worried, we're gonna win. But I was like, all right, this lit a fire under me. And I was like, I needed a fire. I was like, you probably shouldn't have fought us. I was ready to sleep on you guys, but all right. This school is the rich school that the one at BS is like the rich school in our city, and they have 7 fucking Smash teams.
Holy fuck!
Which we have 2. So I'm like, all right, and they win a lot of shit too, because they just have the money for it. I'm like, all right, big boy wants to come out and play the champs. All right, let's do this. So I'm like, I'm amped up. So I put on Discord afterwards. I told him, I was like, hey, message Discord, big practice Monday. We're getting it in. We're like, all right, cool. And then I vocalized it because some of our players are still like not eligible. 2 of the ones that I'm relying on. And I saw him in the hall this morning. I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm like, he lost. And they looked at me like shocked eyes, like, he lost? I was like, he lost. So I need you guys. So how are your grades looking? They're like, they'll be up there. I'm like, they better.
They better be.
They better be, because I need you guys. We're calling the Avengers in. We need some fucking crew. I need some on your lefts right now, because I can't just have Cap versus Thanos right now. But yeah, it's that was fun to kind of read. So I'm the thing that's tough is like, I don't want to play Smash though, because I know myself. If I play Smash, I play Overwatch. That's why I don't know if I'm buying the season pass this month either, because like, if I play those games, that's all I do. I sit there and I'll play those for like seven hours straight up, and I need other games to play.
Yeah.
So like I'm really stepping away from Smash, but then this tells me I'm like I should play just to get myself warmed up because I'm definitely a little rusty myself. But I'm like,
I think in this instance, it makes more sense for you to still stay semi-competitive with it, just because then that's stuff you're giving back to
yeah,
the team.
yeah, and to be fair too, it's all analytical. Like I can still if I watch the game, I'll know exactly what the fuck you're doing. Like I don't need
Yeah.
to like play to do that, but I do like to play to at least help them understand. I'm like one of my ninth graders. He's really good, but he's still doing dumb stuff. He's gonna be one of my varsity player like one day for sure. But like he's doing dumb stuff, and I'm upset. He's like I don't know what to do. I was like, oh here I play that same character. I'll just keep doing it over and over and over again, and I'll play his character. I'm like, this is how you fix it. Do that. He's like, oh. I'm like, there you go. Oh man.
Yeah,
Um,
basically what you were doing for me when you were trying to teach me the game a bit more.
yeah, it's so fun. I love that aspect of it. But yeah, I'm like, you guys shouldn't have played us. That woke my ass up so much. I was like needing that. I was autopiloting. I was like, varsity, y'all are fine. You're gonna win again. Let me go help the newbies. And then all of a sudden, I let the newbies play. I was like, hold on, I need to watch this. All right. I was like, we're gonna all rally this up. Let's figure some stuff out. Let's mix it up because we're not gonna about to lose this. I'm not gonna lose. And that's the school that I'm like, I'm not losing that school. I
Yeah.
refuse. In fact, when we did our pep rally last year, they made me speak for a part of it, and that's the one school I called out. I was like, they were not a threat last year, not a threat whatsoever last year, which is why that's what confused me. I was like, then that threw me off. I was like, they were not a threat whatsoever. They were like not even like a top team. What the fuck? Is this like some new kid that just rolled up there or something? But then I specifically we always try to call them out because we know the rich schools. So we're like, we're gonna beat them again. I'm like, we will beat them again. They just get some talent, dude. Their Rocket League team goes hard. Like they have like some grand champs, like multiple grand champs on their team, and I'm like, well, I'm not coaching Rocket League, so I'm not doing that. So you
That's not your
good
problem at
luck,
this
you
point.
guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. I could play Rocket League. I can't do anything fancy. I can just hit the ball every once in a while. I'll focus on mine. You guys focus on yours, but good luck. Support. Um, yeah, in terms of games though, Alan Wake, I played a little bit of it. At the beginning it was so fucking good. I despise playing on PC still every once in a while because I don't understand settings. I'm like, I just want to hit high on everything. I can't really do that sometimes. Okay. So I like have to like tinker with it a little bit too much. And I'm like, I want to hit high, but whatever.
I'm actually surprised your rig can't just have everything on high.
It probably can. And maybe I'm just being a little weird about it.
I mean, it could also just be that's not the most optimized, but
Yeah, it probably could just be I just need a fresh reboot and just not have as many programs open. Or maybe it could. I don't know. It just seemed maybe I was even placeboing and just thinking it's a little funky. But yeah. So I will be streaming more of that though. I'm thinking either tomorrow, this weekend for sure. When I don't know, but I'm definitely playing that because I want to catch up because everyone's been saying so many good things. And Neo said a tweet that made me want to fight him. He retweeted a tweet saying Alan Wake is just Kingdom Hearts for Stephen King fans.
I don't see the lie.
I hate it. I want to fucking fight everyone. Quote unquote, I want to get high. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Thank you, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle in the chat, by the way.
Hell yeah.
So you talk about Final Fantasy when that comes out
One day.
one day. All right, let's look at this news. David, what's on the news docket?
Hell yeah. Let's talk about actually let's save the anger for last. So Bungie has been gutted. I think it was about like 100 employees let go in the face of Destiny 2 still being mid.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
That's a lot. There was other articles I saw that just kind of add to the flavor of what's happening. Basically, investments in video game studios have dropped down to pre-COVID levels. So everyone has basically gotten their free tendies from everyone, basically playing a fuck ton of video games because there's nothing else going on. And now everyone's just like, oh, we're back to normal now. So can't go so hard on to all this shit like we were.
Right. That marathon news is actually kind of wild.
Oh, I didn't notice the marathon part.
So, they play tested marathon with a bunch of players that played Tarkov, and they
Yep.
asked them, "Do you like this game?" No one raised their hand. And then they
Oof.
asked if we release this game tomorrow, would anyone play it? No one said yes.
Oof. That's
And I'm not. It's not hyperbole. It's no one.
that's fucking rough.
Yeah. So
Oof.
that's not good. Um, but yeah. So I think big layoffs just suck in general. But I mean, I don't know what else to do with there. That I know Bungie is um independent, but I'm not sure if Sony still has a pull on that.
But it's kind of one of those things that, they had issues when they were a part of Microsoft. They're having issues now that they're still technically a part of Sony. At what point is it really just Bungie's own mismanagement?
Right. Which we do know they mismanage stuff.
Yeah.
But and have you still been playing Destiny?
I haven't played Destiny 2 really at all. I played it for a little bit when it came out, and that was it. Just because I played a metric fuck ton of Destiny 1, and then the unfortunate thing of because of that, when Destiny 2 rolled around, I was like, oh, cool, more of the same. I need a break from this.
That's fair.
And then I lost basically everyone I played with, so also not having anyone to play with, I was like, I don't care about this anymore.
Fair. Destiny 1 Alpha was peak Destiny. It says Kyle.
No, Taken King was fucking great. Absolutely fantastic fucking storyline and raid bosses.
Um I don't like that I just kept shooting in a hole. That's what killed Destiny for me. I literally just had the epiphany while I was with Gore, just we're shooting in a hole in Destiny. I was like, this isn't fun.
The early days of Destiny, super enjoyable thing from like early Destiny was pretty rough.
David, how was that Silent Hill experience?
I was gonna save that for last, but we
Oh,
can hop into that.
I thought the accessories would be your big angry part.
I'm far more salty about Silent Hill,
Okay, talk about the
but
accessories then.
no, I'm still pissed about that. So let's talk about it's just that's also a much shorter conversation. Fucking Microsoft again in their desire to try and stop hackers and homebrewers and all this other heinous shit basically have thrown down the ban hammer. Unauthorized accessories are being blocked on 360, goddamn, on the Series X. And there's been some screenshots going around. Basically, if any accessory is not part of the Microsoft hardware partner program, just not going to work on the platform anymore. So some third-party developers for hardware will be fine. I'm sure all the Mad Cat sticks will be fine. I'm sure all Hori sticks will be fine. But anything that's probably like your hitboxes, that's not like an official company controller kind of setup, probably aren't going to work. Anything that's probably like a Brook, I don't think any of the Brook adapters go through the Microsoft hardware partnerships. Say goodbye to basically any country that doesn't have a reputable market, and you kind of go with the cheap local third party option. Say goodbye to all that. So yeah, just Microsoft continuing to be shitty for no real fucking reason.
Right. Well,
And if anything, just advancing people's desire to actually homebrew on the Series X.
do you foresee a turnaround?
Absolutely not. It's Microsoft. Unless they genuinely think they're losing sales from it, they don't care.
Has Microsoft reeled back some stuff? They reeled back that big Xbox Live price hike that one time.
Yeah, that was the one thing in recent memory they really rolled back on, and it was basically because they knew they were going to lose a fuck ton of money.
The 360 Marketplace is still getting shut down.
Yeah, it's still getting shut down. I'm sure they've done the math and that it really doesn't impact their bottom line, or it saves them far more to not have to worry about those servers. So
Right. So if that hasn't got fixed, I don't imagine that would get changed. But we'll see. I could see a potential world where maybe they really like Nintendo's the only one I never see ever reeling back something at this point. Like I'm still shocked they
No, at
allowed
this
they.
point, no.
I'm
They
shocked
will
that
do whatever they
Melee
please.
made Evo the first time for that thing, but they had to because it was a charity that was being combated. But Nintendo's the king of not reeling back.
Yeah, Nintendo didn't give
Microsoft's a step down for sure. Like they are more open to, but still as stubborn. Hopefully they. I don't know. I just hope that they figure this shit out. David, I've been. I know it's kind of a short podcast, but we'll see how long we talk about it. I mean, you can tell we're both kind of drained, but I do want to hear you lambast Silent Hill because I did see you were so angry at one point. Let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, I was
hold on.
Fucking rip shit.
Before you say exactly this, I want to pull up what you said specifically, which made me laugh. It was. You were getting you posted when you were talking about, let's see how many, when you were tweeting about Silent Hill live, you did 3 different hashtags for hashtagging Silent Hill. You the first time you did it was hashtag Silent Hill in all caps. Okay. The second time was hashtag Silent. That's it. No, not silent, not Silent Hill, just Silent. And the last one was hashtag Silent. And that's it. So you had 3 different hashtags.
I didn't have the energy to actually care about setting it correctly.
And like, imagine paying $20 for a season pass for a web-based video series with a broken website, hashtag Silent Hill. Wait, was that it? 20 minutes of broken audio and video for what? ... hashtag Silent. Oh shit. Gameplay mechanics in a shit community experience, hashtag Silent.
And then I also directly tweeted at the company on their Twitter saying that your website is shit and you should feel bad for it.
Your website is trash and broken.
Oh, that's it.
Good stuff. I love it. David, talk about this.
What a fucking train wreck. And I'm genuinely, Kyle, if you're still around the chat, love to hear your thoughts on this as well. What a fucking absolute piece of shit. I was excited to give this a chance.
I thought you weren't.
No, here's the thing.
You said whether you knew it was happening this to be on Halloween.
It was shitty to be on Halloween, but Halloween this year kind of wasn't really much of a thing. So fine, whatever.
What do you mean? You didn't go out at night in costume in the middle of the dark in a perfectly safe place?
No. We had like maybe 7 kids come by the house for candy.
Now I will say this. I mean, it doesn't change. Like, I understand that 100%. I would not blame whatsoever. Someone brought this up, and it's kind of a decent point. Your area was the safest place in all the country, actually, though.
In terms of like general crime statistics, yeah.
No. I mean, like, no one ever hits up a place that just got hit up.
Oh.
Like, unironically, it's like when like I'm gonna say this, I'm a teacher, right? Because God help me, like it hits me home most,
it's
right?
But like hazard of the job,
right? Like, if any like school shooting happens and everyone's like scared of that school, nothing's gonna happen to that school. That school is on lockdown. Everyone's watching over that shit. You're safest there. So like in your place, like, unironically, your city was the safest city in the country for trick or treating, because you guys were all like locked down. People were watching over that shit. So like, but I get it. Like, everyone's doesn't feel safe, sure, but like that, it was the safest place in the country. Unironically, on top of the fact that never gets anything happening there to begin with.
Fair. But yeah, so fucking I was excited to give it a chance because I am just desperate at this point for new Silent Hill shit, I'll be honest. Like, I do remember being really disgusted with this reveal when it happened. But at the same time, it's like, fuck it. Just give me a decent story. As long as the story's fine, who cares? So for the first like 8 minutes, this website would not load. It was just black screen, and then occasionally you would get some audio from it, but then it reached a point where the audio would loop with other audio tracks that were queued up. So you would have 4 videos playing at the same fucking time with a black screen and nothing to fucking interact with.
Okay, huh? I was wondering what this is viewed on. It was viewed on where? We watched it on the website.
You could do it either on mobile or a website.
And that's the issue is you had a bunch of people going to a website that was unproven, unlike tested for all that stuff when they could have done somewhere else.
Yeah. And so the website was broken as shit, and then it finally worked. But because this was a live event, it was going on the whole time that it was broken. So people just magically had to try to get in there. Once you get in, the very first thing that fucking greets you when you actually get into the goddamn site is their season pass. For $20, you get cosmetics, which includes chat stickers like it's trauma in rainbow. So you can have rainbow trauma to go ahead and use in chat, which we'll also get to the hilarious decision that was made about chat in a second. And you get to immediately get voting power because in this game, the community decides the fate of it. They're like, oh, even we aren't going to know how this ends. First of all, fuck you, that's a lie. You have to script this shit in advance. You have to know all the different possibilities. That is how this works. It's not like you're scripting and planning everything with 1 week lead time into the next thing. And if you genuinely are, if that's actually how you're doing it, you're fucking dumb. I'm calling it right goddamn now. If genuinely you didn't go into this planning for every possibility and had already pre-done and pre-recorded every possibility that you could get to, and you're basically trying to do it live in reaction to how the audience actually goes, you're fucking dumb as shit.
Fuck it.
And you don't deserve to be running this. Yeah. This isn't fucking wrestling where you can just improvise everything as you go. Fucking, so there's that. And then there is the actual story itself, which is about as Silent Hill as fucking Downpour and Homecoming were, honestly, where it is just this slow, plodding, meandering story. There's like a couple different stories going on at the same time. There's like this secret society that's like looking after this town, but not everyone in the town likes these people, even though it's supposed to be a secret society, but people know of them. And there's this one dude who's like, y'all keep trying to get my sister involved in your crazy voodoo cult bullshit. I don't like it.
I understand it's not the quality of things where Silent Hill has peaked, but also like arguably the peak of Silent Hill is also weirdly when you say the peak, right? Because like an outsider just feels like not good, right? But when you look at that aspect of it, where do you feel in terms of the series? Is it bottom barrel like the worst the series has been, or is it where the series was like prior to when it kind of went on hiatus?
I would say if you look at it like as a collective package, it's the bottom of the barrel. The only thing worse than it is outright the pachinko stuff because pachinko. But if you look at the complete package, it's fucking horrible. Because a lot of it, again, it relies on the community, and you're expecting that the community is gonna want to participate and do things to further things along. The community was always basically voting for like the most heinous shit possible that was available as an option to happen to the characters. There is like a mini game section that kind of happens as like an epilogue that's completely not related at all to what is going on in the main story.
And then on that note, is this connected to anything? Or is it its own thing? Not a single instance of anything that you can tell?
No, it seems to be completely unique and new, but
even if it's shitty, has no one done like a dissect yet of seeing if they could pull some sort of fucking...
I haven't cared to look.
That's fair. I'm gonna look just out of curiosity, because it's like when Mass Effect 3 happened and people started making like the indoctrination theory and stuff like that. I like to hope that the community can sometimes like
the problem is that there's nothing to go by. Like there was another episode that came out tonight, but like there was literally fuck all in this story. It basically was just all set up. And it's hard to kind of dissect and really give an analysis on something that has branching paths, and we have to wait for all the paths to know more. Which is the other thing, is they did say that when this was all wrapping up, they would go back and show you what all the other possible outcomes could have been. So they have to know what the fuck the options are. They have to
I
know
also don't
how it
like
could
that.
go.
I don't like that. I don't like using. I don't like going back and revisiting those options if it's like that, because you could just reuse them for later on if people like them.
But yes, and then so the minigame thing. So it's basically like just a big old QTE event thing where you have to try and help this dude escape this area because who fucking knows. And it's the most like Silent Hilly looking aspect of it, in the sense of like, oh, you're in some kind of hell world, there's a monster chasing you, and that's okay. That's vaguely Silent Hill-ish. And of course, just no one did any of the mini games. So it's like at the end, it gives you like, oh yeah, as a collective, you failed, and it gives you like some percentages, and like it was by what? Just no one did anything. So you're gonna again rely on a community to get you through these things. Have community involvement in anything in history not fucking told you? You fucking community gave it up to whether Jason Todd, a literal child, was gonna survive in Batman comics, and everyone's like, no, have him be killed by fucking the Joker. Back when Magic the Gathering was like, all right, we'll have the community decide on if Phyrexia is finally defeated or not. Of course, the community doesn't want Phyrexia to be defeated. Phyrexia lives. Fucking, even when it comes to just naming things, people will name things the most absurd and dumb shit because fuck you, that's why. Why would you ever have a major part of this narrative collaborative adventure be collaborative? Because the community is not going to try. The community doesn't care. The community is gonna just fuck with people. This is like
Which it's fun that you say that, because like someone with the foresight to know that can make something really fucking cool in Silent Hill, fucking with that notion of how people do that, right? Like you literally have an entire audience of people that you know are gonna fuck with things. So fuck with them first, knowing they're gonna try to fuck with you back, right? Like that's kind of Silent Hill. It's gonna fuck. It's like it's a psychological like twist of things. So like in my head, you tell me that I'm like, if I was writing this, I'd be like, all right, how do I step ahead of the audience and just like how do I just jab them right back every time I try to do something like this, right? Like, and there's a lot of creative ways, because Silent Hill is like just Silent Hill is really nothing more than just a vessel to just like do weird shit in. And it's unfortunate there that not only this is dropping the ball that way, but that it's really the first reintroduction into the series after a cold break for a very long time.
Yeah, because the last Silent Hill game was Downpour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking.
Maybe, or was it Shadow, or no, or was it Book of Memories on Vita?
I could have sworn Downpour was a little bit after that, but it may have been Book of Memories.
Wait, I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's been a long time. It's been an entire console generation without anything Silent Hill related. And
Book of Memories is like is more recent by like that same year.
Gotcha. So just barely. Okay. So yeah, so it's been over 11 years since we've had anything Silent Hill related, which is fucking wild to think about.
Yeah.
And this is the first thing. So this is what the newer generation of gamers, when they're like, oh, a chance to have something Silent Hill. This is going to be our generation Silent Hill interaction. And instead of it being Silent Hill F, and what that game I'm going to hope is going to be a beautiful fucking masterpiece of, it is this.
So, yeah.
Also, real quick, last thing. So they also have to take away the chat feature. So again, part of the reason you're paying for the season pass is for all the chat emotes. They got rid of it. They have yeeted the chat functionality because depending how you're watching it, the chat would actually balloon and bubble up over the video. And as you can imagine with randos on the internet, a lot of "I'm gonna come" and other heinous shit.
So they made it better.
Yeah, they made it better. But they basically realized that, oh, we can't trust them with things. So there goes all the, the reason you're spending the money, all those fun interactive
See,
cosmetics.
this kind of reinforces the fact that I just don't know what to think with Silent Hill 2 remake.
Mm,
I trust in Bloober. I know some people don't. That's fine. They don't have to. I get it. I get it. Their track record's
hit and miss.
pretty solid hit or miss. So it's like, yeah, I can that's fine. But I just feel like no one's been drumming this beat that I've been drumming, which is like I don't think anyone's gonna get it, especially the Zoomers. Like it's literally like I was explaining earlier with my students. Like I just don't think it's you gotta really compound that Silent Hill 2 was amazing for its time and it's still great. I'm not saying that it's
Yeah.
not, but like for its time and that the audience that you had, which would dissect the fuck out of things, the gamers that like really like take their time to deconstruct things. That's how many things happen like that now. Like Alan Wake is kind of like one of those games like people will deconstruct and kind of like morph into something. Metal Gear, but that's been a while. Like those are the kind of games that people like deconstruct. And Silent Hill 2 is like almost like one of the top kings, one of the top tiers of the deconstruction where you have to really break things down and understand what it's doing because otherwise it just sounds like a B level game. When you hear the
Yeah.
dialogue, how weird it is, if you're just passing it, you're like, that sounds like it was badly voice act. All right, move on. Death Stranding, there you go. Kel's had one. Death Stranding, Kojima stuff in general. Um, but like, I just don't know if because Death Stranding, everyone knows, and you've seen the trailers, everyone kind of understand what they're getting into. Sure.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know because I feel like no one. I don't know. Like even when I went into Silent Hill 2, I didn't know what I was expecting getting into, and maybe I'm projecting my own naivety towards that. But it's like I just don't think people realize what Silent Hill 2 is. They think it's gonna be scary horror, almost even like they're talking like Amnesia style horror probably.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna realize that it's not that. And
Well, because that's the crux of it is horror has become a much different beast
oh
nowadays.
yeah,
Horror games are
Five
your
Nights at
either
Freddy's.
weird, yeah, they're your Five Nights at Freddy's or your hide and seek games.
The streamer screamer.
Exactly. Or like the quick little weird experimental thing. Like those are the three types of horror that's prominent now. Silent Hill is a much different beast. It is very much a product of its time in many ways, both in terms of how it utilized its limitations to create a phenomenal atmosphere, and also just gameplay wise. Like, yeah, no, it's archaic and sluggish fucking game
Right.
by any modern concept. So it's kind of one of those things where, and we've talked about this before on the podcast episode for that, for OG games gone by, where it's like, yeah, no, like on some level, the horror game shouldn't feel fun per se to play. Like it's supposed to help be atmospheric and immerse you into the experience of it, and those weird controls do a lot to kind of garner you into that. But in an era where that is not the type of horror that gamers, newer gamers are into, and what their experiences are, aside from like the weird occasional throwback game here and there, I don't know how you get other people into it that just don't genuinely have like a really open mind for it.
Because we're not talking like remakes like Final Fantasy where yeah you can get weird with it, but that's your audience and you've been cultivating that audience of Nomura still.
Yeah.
Like the audience of weird shit has progressed since Kingdom Hearts is still going, since Final Fantasy like has been there. In fact, they've done a really strong job of keeping that Final Fantasy 7 feel of that too. Like so you could go back and remake that and do well with that. But that fan base for Silent Hill hasn't been cultivated and continued on progressively to feel confident to come back to it and do well. I hope this fucking game does exactly what it needs to. I hope everyone loves it the same way everyone else has loved it. I just don't know if it would do that, especially because like, and the reason I bring that up is because like I'm looking at the way you're saying this, that they didn't expect the internet to do dumb shit. the internet is attacking a Silent Hill thing, not realizing that it's supposed to be like a methodical style thing, which is fine. Like, right? Like, I'm not saying trying to be a gatekeeper or say you're only allowed to do things this way. Like, I get it. I'm sure if I was like younger and just feeling stupid, I would have been on that there trolling too. It'd been funny. It's like, oh yeah, because that's I still laugh at that. Oh, I'm gonna come, just like spamming that in chat. It's just funny. So I get that, but like Silent Hill is something that I would like sit down and watch a 4-hour video essay for because it's so enthralling. Every little aspect about the design of that. I'm sure when you watch Silent Hill Ascension, you weren't expecting to like be giggling and laughing and stuff. You were expecting like, all right, cool, let's see this experience. That's gonna hopefully
Yeah.
be like a really cool dissection or despair or whatever you want to do, like right. I'm not gonna blame the internet. I mean, because I'm sorry that the pay to watch is pretty atrocious. Um,
Agreed.
but like, I don't know if they're quite aware of that. They just don't feel like they're on the move. It feels kind of like old school. They just assume things, and that's not how it works. Granted, I would love Silent Hill 2 to be exactly the same way. Don't touch it. Don't really do as much. Like, like you can't modernize it without fucking some parts up. I think, but I hope I'm wrong. But I'm just curious, and yeah, I think this is a terrible way to start. I think that they should have just gone with a different way of doing it. I think, um, I think here's what should have happened. You put it on YouTube. You find your pauses, like where you need the action to go to. Make it a YouTube poll or something, and like make it so you can subscribe to the channel or something like that too, so you can make your money that way. Let people donate if they want to, or subscribe if they want to that way, rather than like funnel everyone to an app that's not going to work. And I get that the
Yeah.
merging thing, because I'm assuming that it was trying to play it continuously as you try to do stuff. It's like try to like, yeah, stop it. Like it's not gonna work. Just do like do kind of what the Little Night. I don't know. Sorry, the House of Ashes. What the fuck is it? What do they call those again? Dark
The
Picture Anthology.
dark picture. Yeah.
Yeah, do what they do, or get paused for a little bit. Like do that and work with another website. Because I'm sorry, like you're trying to find out everyone to watch this. How often does that fucking happen these days? That's so archaic. I didn't even know that was a thing. How often do you download another app to watch that? You know that you know
Yeah.
what the only thing that popped in my mind is fucking Abandoned.
Yeah.
Unironically, they made everyone download a fucking app to watch
For a
something.
5-second trailer, and that was it.
Right? You made download an app to watch something. Like put it on YouTube, like everyone else. I understand that it's not like directly to you or whatever, but like gain the good. This should have been the goodwill part of like, all right, let's tempt everyone into Silent Hill again. Let's show everyone what it is. Bring it in, cool. And then what they should have done is because what was the dumbest thing they allowed the audience to choose?
Oh, it was. I mean, honestly, the dumbest was expecting people to try and compete the challenges, but
Sure.
there was like three options. They put it like the sin option, the redemption option, and the like helpful. I don't even fucking remember, but there was three options for everything, and there was like one point where the group gets the dude's sister killed, the guy that was like, you're trying to get my sister into your weird cult bullshit. They do end up getting her killed, and like there was three options on how the character would handle it later. One of them was like just approach him with the truth. One was like just worry about it later. And another one was just lie as much as possible. And I think the community just went, just lie as much as possible. And just were like, fuck it. We're just gonna, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
See,
But they had like,
and if you were well aware of the internet, you would know they'd pick the heinous option. So if they picked the heinous option, I would have like been ready to like jab back with those kind of options, right? Like twist around things a little bit. I don't know, whatever. That sucks. That blows. That buzzed me out. That I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be good, but
I was hoping that even if it wasn't a good Silent Hill thing, it'd at least be a passable story by itself. And it's all fucking dumb. It's all fucking trash. I really just kind of wish that, and Konami don't care. As long as Konami gets some kind of a bag out of it, what do they matter? The name being out there and relevant is all that still matters to them.
It doesn't
But
though. It doesn't because like they would if they cared they would have like actively did it besides the pachinko machines, right? Like it's not. They would have. I don't know. It. I don't know if they care about the name rather because if they care about the name, there would be some sort of love put into it. Like not even like a. It didn't
no,
be
because they just needed to make merchandise sales. That's all. The name just has to be out there so they can sell their skateboards and they can
oh,
sell their T-shirts
David,
and their
I'm
pachinko.
about to spoil something that I got, but I have to because I was so excited. You see what went on sale on I am 8-bit a few days ago?
No.
The Grim Fandango vinyl finally went
Oh
back.
hell yeah! You got that?
Yeah. Because I remember that game when we played it. I was looking for that, and that shit was like hundreds of dollars online, and I was so bummed out because I fucking love the music in Grim Fandango. And I guess,
Fantastic.
yeah, I guess they made the vinyl for the 20th anniversary, and this was the 25th anniversary, just this last Halloween. And they're like, hey, we pressed some more. They're gonna go. Buy now. I'm like, I told the kids, hey, read this.
What's
I'll
that?
be right back. So I got that. Hopefully it gets here soon. But yeah, I was so fucking excited because that was great. Again, that's putting love into a product.
Yeah. And again, it's unfortunate because I feel like this is just souring me before anything of relevancy comes to fruition with Silent Hill. The next thing, obviously, is going to be the Silent Hill 2 remake. Pre-orders have gone up on a few different game stores for that now, so presumably the release is somewhere around the corner, maybe early to mid next year.
Which is
Um,
that scares me more that they're just not saying it. It feels like it's gonna be one of those like, here it is.
I feel like it'll be something that, Game Awards is when we'll hear something.
Oh,
That's in
that's fair. I keep
December.
forgetting that's the thing.
Yeah. So I
David, I'm
imagine Game Awards will
scared.
get
I
fallout.
hope it's good. I genuinely just I hope it's good for two things. For the Silent Hill brand, actually for three things. Silent Hill brand in general, Silent Hill 2, and for Bloober. It's like so much is writing on that remake. I'm sure it's stressing the fuck out of Bloober, but like there's a lot riding on that, and I just hope it does well. I hope it does well. I hope people like put some respect on it the same way the original does because I always looking back to games gone by. That's one of the ones I fucking loved was just how everything was
Yeah.
built in there, and I love how meticulous everything was, and it just blows my mind that people can think that in depth of things, right? Of like how you like the one that always blows my mind is the one where like you walk to the bathroom stall, knock on it, then you don't, but then they waited like they then you could walk back out because you're like, oh, I guess nothing there. Walk back out, the camera moves to a point where you can't look back, like right at the spot, which doesn't come as a weird thing because it just always does that the entire game does that, and then that's when you hear the jump scare because like the game knows, oh, you can't come back now.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck do you like get to that part of like game development that you're just like on point that much when you're doing your thing? It's wild. It does scare me though that we're like apparently close, but we just haven't seen anything else of the game.
And so again, that's where I kind of go into Silent Hill 2 really at the end of the day, I'm hoping that because everything is there for it. You literally don't have to do much to it. Just make it nice looking. That's literally you could do the laziest remake and that's probably what all anyone wants. Is the laziest fucking remake of just make it prettier and call it a day.
I don't
That
want
I
you to
think
update
that's
mechanics, which they said they're already going
yep.
to.
Uh,
I don't want to update mechanics. I don't want to add stuff. I don't want to take away stuff. I don't want to like make things easier to access. I don't want literally a fucking thing.
Literally, I think this is one of the few times where the community truly just would be the most excited if you just put a 4K texture pack in there and called it a day.
Yeah. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw, it does look
It looks
fantastic.
gorgeous. The
And
voice acting for what little we've heard seems like it's on point right now. Just
yeah,
don't fucking touch anything else. But I'm sure they will, and it scares me. If I have fun playing Silent Hill 2 at any point, then something that's not right.
yeah. Or if they gear it more towards again the more modern horror
Wait,
standards
I
of
take that
what.
back. if I have fun in terms of like mechanically, then
Yeah.
then that's not good because I have fun
If you're
enjoying the
wanting to
world.
fight everything because you're enjoying fighting all the monsters,
If you
you
hear a
fucked
monster
up.
and you want to walk over to kill it, then something's fucked up because like
You
I
should be
have
trying to
fun.
run from
I
everything.
have fun just living in that world of how weird shit is like that. Like that. The fucking like I'm having fun walking down a staircase. It just doesn't end.
Like, here's the thing. Just to use this as an example, have you started Silent Hill 1 at all?
No.
Oh, fuck, I don't want to say anything then. But
Yeah. No. I was ready
God damn
to,
it.
and then I got that text, and I was like, all right,
That's
I'm too
fair.
stressed. We'll talk.
But, like,
You know what? Actually, here's what I say. Can you write that down? What you're gonna say?
yeah.
Write that down. 'Cause
I'll remember it distinctly, so don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I kind of want to stop there because let's keep Silent Hill talk on to Silent Hill 1 because I feel like we
All right.
ran the course here, and I feel like it's a larger talk in extended, especially once I have 2 games in the franchise under my belt.
That's fair. And you'll have 2 of the 3 best ones under your belt at that point.
I know I want to play 3. Actually, I do want to play 4 as well.
4, I do like 4. It's
Not
not
it's
as
not 1, 2,
good,
3, but
but
like the idea of 4 has intrigued me.
it's an interesting game. If you're willing to kind of accept it for what it is,
Oh yeah,
it's a really good game.
yeah. That's I've heard of what the premise is, and I've accepted it since the second I've heard it. With that said, let's wrap there because
Hell yeah.
I'm a sleepy boy. Um,
And I gotta start Extra Life in the morning tomorrow.
yeah, give yourself some plugs. What's happening with all that?
All right. So hit me up on Twitch at Durandal Joyeux. That is where I will be doing it. I'll also tweet out all the links as well, so people can just go to my Twitter at the same name. I will be streaming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 12 hours each day. It'll be in 6-hour chunks, and then there'll be an hour and a half break for me to do basically like a nice dinner, and then back to streaming proper. But yeah, so I will be streaming tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5. Then I'll be starting back up again at 10 a.m. or yeah, 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. Let me just pull the streaming schedule up so I'm
You say
not
12 hours a
misspeaking here.
day?
Yeah.
10 a.m. to 5 is
Yeah.
not 12
No,
hours.
that's why I'm like, wait a second, I need
10
to
a.m.
like
to 10
actually.
p.m. David.
No, I'm not doing it straight 12.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing 6 hours and then a break and then 6 hours again.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, let me just pull up
But
the schedule.
That
'cause-
still wouldn't. Yeah, it still wouldn't be. It's like 10 a.m. to like midnight would be probably be what you're thinking.
All right, we'll pull it up here. Schedule. Okay. So we are actually starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, going to 6 p.m. And then there will be an hour and a half break, and then I will be back at 7:30 to 1:30.
Okay.
Then on Saturday, and Sunday, it'll be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with that hour and a half break, resuming at 5:30 to 11:30. Again, all Eastern time. And then Monday will be the same as Friday. So 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., an hour and a half break, and then 7:30 to 1:30.
Nice. And then I'll probably actually probably sometime later this month. I have a full week off for Thanksgiving break this year. I'll do something like right there because everything was so chaotic. I didn't plan.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun to do something like that. Anyway, let's dip out of here. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Kels, Trey50 in the chat with the hell yeah on there. Femzade, at Backy, everyone. We appreciate everyone hanging out all the time. Let's dip out. Remember, we're gonna do Silent Hill on November 20th.
Yes.
Something to be thankful for that week.
That's true.
And that's it. Hell yeah.